Hi, good morning. Thank you so much to you, Janie, and Salim Kasi for inviting us to be a participant here at the Everyday Matters Summit. We are excited to be here. Like you introduced us, my name is Gabriela Pulido. I go by Gabby, it's just easier. And I am the Dropout Prevention, Intervention, and Recovery Coordinator. And now I'm also over Truancy.
And I'm Donna Minix, and I'm the coordinator for attendance, registration, and graduation.
And so this morning we are going to talk about all things truancy, correct? We want to bring the spotlight to the importance of collaboration through strategic partnerships and efforts across multiple disciplines with a data-driven approach. Attendance and truancy, as we all know, are often the outcome when students face barriers outside of school or off campus. These barriers can be minimized through effective communication and an individualized plan at the campus and district levels. So that is what we want to talk about with you today, how Katy ISD is working to minimize truancy.
So our talking points today will be including Katy ISD's demographic makeup, the attendance overview, the role and makeup of the Office of Dropout Prevention and Truancy, truancy factors, programs of support and collaboration, as well as steps of minimizing truancy.
Ladies, just let us know when you want us to change the slide. Say, that way we know when to change the slide.
You're on the right slide right now. Thank you.
Katy ISD is a flourishing suburban school district that encompasses 181 square miles in Southeast Texas. Its eastern boundary stretched to Houston's Energy Corridor, which is approximately 16 miles from downtown Houston, and along the Interstate 10, a few miles west of Katy, Texas. The district is comprised of 43 elementary campuses, 17 junior high campuses, and 10 high school campuses. We service 3 counties, that is Harris County, Fort Bend County, and Waller County, bringing our enrollment to 88,465. Next slide, please. So we are proud to say that in Katy ISD, we serve a community which is diverse, which is also reflected in our student enrollment. Our Hispanic enrollment at this time is 36.2%, roughly 32,000 students. Our white enrollment is 30.0%, 26,515 students, and the remaining ethnicities combined representing approximately 33% of the enrollment, coming to 29,837. Please keep in mind our data is from August through December 1 of this school year, so that data has changed somewhat beyond December 1, but this is a snapshot up through December 1st. We are seeing a vast amount of growth in our district for the northwest quadrant of our area, but due to a lot of development that's occurring in the city and surrounding areas. So the slide that you see before you now is a snapshot of attendance from 2011 through 2021. And as you can see, the blue graph states that shows that it was pretty consistent from 2011 up to 2018-19 school year. The highest, of course, for attendance being the school year of 2019-20, where we reached 9.974%. Then again, with the pandemic and COVID occurring within the last 18 months to 2 years, we've seen a slight decrease, with the lowest, of course, being this school year, which is attributed a lot to the pandemic. So we're at 0.950 as of December 1. Now, our enrollment is steadily increasing and growing, and the district projects and anticipates the growth in attendance to improve within the coming years. Next slide, please. Now, this slide, although it may look like an EKG, is just another view of what our attendance has looked like from August of this school year through December 1, showing the highs and the peaks for school day attendance.
All right. So now, next slide, please. Thank you, Donna. Now I'm going to go into what I know best, which is dropout prevention. I've been doing this job. This is my 6th year in Katy ISD. Prior to that, I was in HISD in different roles, including professional registrar and dean of students at a all-girls school, which is a very cool experience. But I've always had, as a registrar, had the opportunity to work with students at the graduation level and also at the dropout level. So I'm very fortunate to be here in Katy ISD. The department is comprised of 6 dropout prevention facilitators across the district. They are housed in high school campuses. And so Katy ISD is a very awesome district. I mean, I'm sure we all can say great things about our districts, but Katy ISD really encourages and supports everything education. Community is very involved, families, and of course the staff. So the Office of Dropout Prevention is charged with minimizing dropouts, the dropout rate, and increasing graduation rate. This is the first year that Truancy has been included under my department, and so I'm excited to work with other departments to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to support our students. So Katy ISD has less than 1% dropout rate. In the year 2019-2020, we've reported 167 dropouts. And this was right around our enrollment being about 86,000 students. And for this past year, we are slated to report 273 98s. These are very small numbers in comparison to our enrollment, and also our neighboring districts usually have higher numbers. So we definitely attribute this these low numbers to the hard work of the facilitators at the campuses, the staff, the teachers, the APs, the parents, everyone involved, including the students. And so even though they are lower numbers in comparison to other districts, you know, 167 and 273 are still too many kids out there without a high school diploma or a GED. So like I mentioned, the Dropout Prevention, Intervention, and Recovery Department has 6 facilitators. They are housed at high school campuses, and they also cover their feeder patterns. So they do their junior highs and the elementaries. And for the most part, for those, especially at the elementary level, it's just making sure that any of our leavers that are coded 98 are quickly cleared with the appropriate code. Even though we don't have anyone reporting to us as a 98, we still want to make sure that we know where our students are going, whether that's to homeschool, online, charter schools. There's a plethora of educational or alternative programs now, so we just want to make sure that we're meeting the needs, and by doing that, we can also improve our programs. So at the beginning of the year, right after school start window, which in Texas is the last Friday in September, I run reports at the district level for all the campuses, all the high school campuses. And these reports include the names of students who are over age and under credit. These students have been retained. These students are coming off cohort from other places in the world or next door to Katy ISD. So I run those reports and I share them with the facilitators. We don't have a caseload, meaning that, you know, there may be 200 kids on a report. However, we take referrals, walk-ins. We may have a student or students who are, you know, have been doing really well 3 years into their high school career, but, you know, senior year comes and life changes. And so we take anyone, really, any referral from teachers, from staff at the campus, calls from parents. You know, they call and they ask, you know, what is there out there that their kid can do to finish high school or to expedite that diploma. Throughout the year, once the grading cycle starts, these reports are sent, the failure reports are sent out again to the facilitators, and they work in addition to the counselors at the campus level. they are another safety net. So of course, the assistant principals and the counselors still meet with these kids, but the dropout prevention facilitator will make sure that they take the time to go over their grades, over their missing work, any barriers that they're facing in class or outside, just kind of get more of an idea of why they're not succeeding or why they're having a rough patch in a grading cycle. This year, because it is our first year in my department to do truancy, attendance has been brought to the forefront, and so that is one of the things that the dropout prevention facilitators also discuss with students. Next slide, please. So all of us know that truancy just doesn't happen from one day to the next. It's usually caused by extenuating circumstances, outside factors, and some of them may be at the campus, which you can see unmet needs, undiagnosed learning difficulties, and unaddressed mental health or bullying issues can be factors at the campus that lead to truancy. And from a personal or family standpoint, kids, they're very impressionable at this age. They may be having or experiencing peer pressure to skip school. They may be having a pregnancy, and this just doesn't apply to girls going through a pregnancy. It really does affect our boys as well. Their families may suddenly put more emphasis and stress on them regarding the new and challenging situation that they're facing. Employment, especially now in the last couple years with COVID, and recently here in Texas, in the Houston area, we had a freeze last year, and so that brought on economic challenges to a lot of our families who had to do remodels, who had to move away from their homes, and suddenly the oldest child may have to get a job, and so that can be a factor. Low grades, that ties in with undiagnosed learning difficulties or just feeling like they're already behind. What's the point of doing all these assignments if I'm never going to catch up? That's something that a lot of our kids anywhere really may be experiencing. And of course, a big one, drug and alcohol use. It's just out there, and we just have to make sure that our kids have the supports needed to be able to make the right choice and not engage in those behaviors. Next slide. So because we have so many factors that can contribute to truancy, the district really has worked very much so into creating programs and seeking out programs and softwares out there that can help us navigate these challenging times as the district becomes bigger and the demographics change. Challenges and barriers also increase. So we are very, very lucky to have support and collaboration across departments here in the district. Donna's and my department are under school leadership and support, and our superior, our boss, has a lot going on. He is over 7 coordinators, and we all support the campuses. So one of the other departments that lives under that umbrella is social workers, and this year it has been an amazing year of developing and growing this department. Social workers have been doing an amazing job meeting with students and families and providing those outside resources or in-district resources to help families struggling with whatever it is that they are facing. Before this year, there were, I believe, 9 social workers, and at one point, not too long ago, we only had 1 social worker for the whole district. Those were different times. District was smaller, and Katy ISD is a pretty well-off district, but again, we are seeing changes in demographics and socioeconomic branches, and so it is important that we adapt as a district, that we are aware of the changes and we stay on top of them so that we continue to be an A+ district in Texas. We also have a really great McKinney-Vento liaison. She is housed under federal grants, and so she is also growing, and unfortunately our homeless population is also growing, so that is why there needs more hands on deck. We have BHIP, which is a bullying and harassment investigation portal. Bullying has invaded a lot of districts across the country, and it's important that students feel safe and campus staff feel supported in handling bullying on campus. So that is a portal that campus staff goes in and reports and sees all of the processes in place to address the situation happening. We also have Speak Up. It's an anonymous reporting system. Speak Up is for students, staff, really anywhere to anonymously report something going on either off campus or on campus. So if any one of our students, a teacher, a parent hears something fishy going on, whether it's a threat, a physical threat, or emotional, physical abuse, anything really, there is no item too big or too small. We encourage our students to speak up, to use this app, and it gets addressed as soon as possible, immediately. We also have character education, Character Strong, which builds on the students' well-being, just building on self-confidence, having a strong sense of self, and that really helps in making sure that they make the right choices, or at least have some ways of dealing with certain situations. And so that program is steered towards junior high and high school students, which are the most challenging years, where you're quite not sure of what to do. So that's a really great program. Also, we have crisis intervention and mental health department, and it's all for students and staff. And again, I think we're also just tired of saying COVID, but we're just seeing the beginning of COVID, really, of the repercussions. So our mental health and our student well-being are the very top priority in Katy ISD, and we are just making sure that everyone has the support needed to make it through day by day. And also Rains Academy is one of our biggest projects this year. Rains Academy has been in existence for a few years in Katy ISD. It's our accelerated program for students who are off cohorts or students who just need to graduate as early as possible. But we have a brand new building opening up in January, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to allow students to have more of that college feel. There's really not many very classrooms. They can work in open space areas. There will be a kitchen. There will be showers and lockers. And so that'll help our homeless population. There will be a food pantry, and it's just a very awesome building. I say the word awesome, but it really truly is. And we're just so excited to have it open and to serve our community. And of course, we have RaaWee this year. RaaWee has brought truancy to the forefront, right? Last year, we piloted it to 6 schools in the district, and unfortunately, I was brought on a little later in the game, so I didn't see its birth from the first day, but I've learned a lot. I'm continuing to learn. This year, again, it's been challenging with attendance. But so what we're doing is we're just kind of playing with it and seeing all the wonderful reports that it gives us. And so we're excited to work with it. It's definitely a great tool. that's going to help us minimize truancy. Next slide, please. Let's not forget that a huge part of the truancy program is having a great department, a great police department. And so this is just their organizational chart, just to give you an idea of who's who and who's where. We have 30 police officers. We are wanting more. We are needing more. But so we do the best we can with what we have. And so high school campuses have about 1 to 2 officers, and then junior highs and elementary share. So they're a wonderful team. They are not only doing or surveilling criminal activity, but they are making welfare checks. You know, with the Speak Up app, if there's something reported that needs attention, they are knocking on doors at any hour of the day. And so they are a very instrumental part in making sure that students are safe, and as well the staff and just the community. We used to have 1 truancy officer for the district, and that just tells you again, Katy ISD hadn't seen a big truancy, or hasn't really seen a big dropout problem. But again, we have to stay on our toes and just make sure that we have the people needed to address any issues that come our way. So now that we have more officers, we are utilizing them to do the truancy piece. It is a challenge because, like I said, there's only 1 or 2 at the high school campuses, and they are definitely needed to stay on campus. But we are going to make it work. We're going to review all of our processes. This, of course, was created, what we're presenting on was created over the summer. As we have implemented RaaWee this year, this semester, we are learning that we need to really look at it under a microscope and make sure that we are filling in all the gaps. Next slide, please. So here is a view of our truancy flowchart. Full disclosure, it's not going to, this is not finalized. It has already changed from the summer. And we definitely, you know, we follow Texas Education Code, and we have to align these numbers and the way that we do things with Harris County, our largest county, because they have a certain criteria to be able to file truancy at the court level. But so basically, you know, like everyone else, we take attendance daily, and at 3 unexcused absences in a 4-week period, parents are receiving our CAN letters, which are our compulsory attendance notification letters. We call them warning letters in RaaWee. And these are generated by attendance, I'm sorry, not attendance, grade level secretaries and grade level assistant principals. Now, there may be some attendance specialists that are running it at the campus level, and it's just up to the principal to utilize their best people at their best time. So we do let them pick what works best. At 6 days, we send out the second warning letter, and that's 6 days of in a 6-month period. And at 8 days, we put our students in an attendance improvement plan, which is the attendance contract. At that time, grade level principals are meeting with the students, are meeting with the parents or guardians, and it has proven to be very challenging, right, to have these meetings. Because let's face it, if a student is being put on an AIP, they're most likely not in school that day when you want to have a conference with the student and the parent. So that's something that we're working towards, just making sure that we have all our ducks in a row and that conference happens. We have the e-sign tool in RaaWee, so all of our AIPs can be electronically signed. They are emailed, and so we are also able to see when that email goes out. And if a parent for some reason says, oh, I don't have the email, well, we can see that history. So of course, we're not going to call them on it, but we are going to just ensure that they know that we're doing everything in our part to help their student go back to campus and be engaged. At 15 days, we are thinking of doing a third warning letter. The reason why we're doing a third warning letter is because Harris County, the district attorney's office, wants and needs 3 letters to go out. So 3 notifications, formal notifications, before we can refer to court. And so we're thinking that at the time of a campus officer visiting the home, that they can serve the third letter, if you will, and make that connection. And we all know that RaaWee is a tool. It makes things easier, faster, but the real answer to minimizing truancy is building those relationships and letting families know that, hey, we care where your student is. You don't have to come back to Katy ISD. You don't have to graduate from here. What's best for you? How can we help you continue your education? And that's, of course, we want everyone to have a Katy ISD diploma, but we know that sometimes that may not be the case. It may not be possible. People move, people's lives change. At 18 days, we would refer to Triad, and Triad is a truancy prevention program designed and housed under the Harris County court. And so what Triad does is it is composed of social workers or case managers that reach out to the students and their families. At 18 days, the dropout prevention, intervention, and recovery facilitator, along with the grade level assistant principal, can make that referral to Triad. And so there's a form that's filled out, and it lists all the contacts that the campus has made, any notes that we may have on the family, and then Triad just takes it from there. They do all they can. And so sometimes that's not enough, right? It's never enough. If they find that a student needs to work, then they may refer GED, they may refer an alternative education program. And so when it comes back to the campus, the GED really is our last resort. It is the last way or option a student that we would refer for a student. But once it comes back to us, we continue to monitor. And if at 30 days our kiddos are not completely engaged, then that's when we would do the court referral. The court, Harris County, really discourages schools to in referring kids, and that's totally understandable. I mean, we want to keep kids in school and not in lines at the courthouse. But being able to refer a student to court sometimes is what makes the difference. So at the district level, we just want to make sure that we're doing everything possible to support the campus, and if just have everything ready for our next step. Next slide, please. As you can see, it's not a one department, one person job. It's collaborative efforts, it's partnerships, it's buying from everyone, and it's definitely all hands in, all hands on deck. And we couldn't do this job without the support of other departments and everyone involved. So it is our hope that as we get through the year, we continue to make important changes that impact truancy. Thank you so much. We are very grateful to have been presenting here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, both of you. Really appreciate it. Great information. We have a couple of questions. If you have any other questions for Gabby or Donna, please post them to the question box. The first question I have here is from Tamara Gray. Are those facilitators school counselors?
No, they're not school counselors. So we have 3 of my facilitators are licensed social workers. One of them used to be a hospital social worker. Another one of my facilitators was a probation officer in Fort Bend. And another one was a counselor and a principal. So no, they're not counselors. They work in addition to counselors and in partnership with counselors, but they're not counselors. They could be.
Okay, second question. Are your interventions for both secondary and elementary? From Sarah Martinez.
For the truancy interventions, there's a slight difference for elementary, but for secondary, it's what we showed here.